Welcome to the Expect Success Podcast, a presentation of GeorgeBollock.com with your host, George Bollock. This podcast is for all things personal development. Don't expect success, prepare for it. Please welcome your host, George Bollock.
Welcome to Expect Success at GeorgeBollock.com. Now, in addition to listening to our podcast, you could also view the video format on YouTube at GeorgeTube.com. Dr. Myles Munroe was a Bahamian evangelist, ordained minister, avid professor of the Kingdom of God, author, speaker, and leadership consultant who founded and led the Bahamas Faith Ministries International and Myles Munroe International. He was Chief Executive Officer and Chairman of the Board of the International Third World Leaders Association and President of the International Leadership Training Institute, as well as the author of numerous books. Now, unfortunately, Munroe died with his wife and 8 others in a private plane crash on November 9th, 2014, en route to his leadership conference. The good news is Dr. Myles is back today to share with us the most important quality of a true leader. Listen to Dr. Myles.
There are 2 animals that God identified himself with. Both of them are leaders. One is the eagle, the other is the lion. I always wondered why God did this. But he created them, so he knows their qualities and their character. I love them both. I always love eagles and lions. You come in my office, you see lions and eagles all over the place. In my home, lions, eagles all over the place. You know, in a couple of days we go to Africa. I told my planners down there, I got to go see the lions again. Every time I go, I got to spend time with my cousins. And I go and spend the whole day with them. My wife and me, with the lions, we go there, we spend time with them. Why? They remind me of me. They remind me of leadership. As a matter of fact, Jesus says he is the Lion of Judah. Not the puppy or the dog. The Lion of Judah. Not the monkey or the raccoon. The lion. God identified himself as a lion. You better study the lion. Because he rules the universe, you know. God identified with a lion and he rules the universe. That means the lion has some qualities that he wants you to study. Here's some of the lion that's very strange. Number 1, the lion is not the tallest animal in the jungle. He's not the strongest, he's not the biggest, he is not the most powerful, and he's not the most intelligent. And yet he's the leader. Tell your neighbor there's hope for you. What the lion has done is he has canceled all of your excuses for not being a leader. The color of his mane and his skin doesn't inhibit him from being a leader. His intellect, his strength. There are so many animals in the jungle more powerful than the lion. Stronger, taller, bigger, more intelligent. And yet the lion eats all of them for lunch. As a matter of fact, when the lion sees an elephant, he simply thinks lunch. Why is the lion the leader? Because of attitude. Write it down. Just attitude. Attitude comes from your belief system and it produces confidence. The lion believes that he can eat an elephant. That belief becomes the source of his confidence, and so he moves toward the elephant. The elephant is 50 times more powerful, 100 times bigger, 80 times more intelligent, 60% more powerful, and yet the lion eats him for lunch. Why? Because the lion's attitude reduces that elephant to a meal. This is why he's the leader. Leadership is 80% mentality, attitude, and 20% skill. And this is why skillful people work for those with the right attitude.
That's awesome. Now, for more from Dr. Myles Munroe, simply search YouTube and be sure to visit his website, drmylesmunroe.com. His book, How to Build a Becoming a Leader, is available at his website and or Amazon.com. And remember, As the late great Jim Rohn used to say, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Today you've been hanging out with Dr. Myles Munroe. Keep up the momentum. Subscribe to our newsletter so you never miss another episode. We'll catch you on the next show. And thanks a million for listening. See ya.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode of the Expect Success Podcast with your host, George Bolling. If you enjoyed today's podcast, please rate, subscribe, and review. And find more great content online at georgebollick.com and on Facebook and Twitter at George Bolling. We'll catch you next time. And remember, don't just expect success, prepare for it.